Gothenburg loves dad jokes.
Yeah.
So we went to get ingredients for the pizza we're making.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of my friends. I just met him, and apparently he studies biomechatronics.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "What's biomechatronics?" And he told me it's like, prosthetics, like artificial limbs, arms, legs, that kind of stuff. And then 10 minutes later, walking home, and one of my other friends like, "Hey, if you need a hand, let me know." And I was like, no, if I need a hand, I'll ask the guy studying bioprosthetics or biomechatronics.
This will be a long video.
Yeah, we can talk about
this will
everything.
be a long video. I don't know about you, but for example, I wanted to go to, or I applied to, for example, Australia or Germany or France, UK, to a lot of programs. I mean, I wanted to apply to a lot, and at the end I chose Sweden with any expectation I did.
Why?
I was like, okay, let's just do this. It feels like the right thing to do, and yeah, really happy.
So there's like a gut feeling. Is that why you chose
exactly,
Sweden?
like a gut feeling. So it was like, yeah, okay, you just have to go for it and see how it's like.
Cool. Mine is kind of similar. The major reason was the programs here. They're all kind of in the field I want to study.
Okay.
But then also I just had little small things about Sweden that I kind of had. Like my mom has been here before. I've got friends who stay in Gothenburg and other parts of Sweden. I've heard a lot about the university, so it was like, yeah, why not? It sounds good.
It kind of aligned everything.
Yeah, there are many different things that were all like small signs or hints that
exactly,
you should try it.
like hints.
Yeah,
yeah that's kind of nice. And how do you like Chalmers?
It's really good. The professors are all super cool, super approachable. You can just send them an email, talk to them. They're really easy to approach and talk to. Obviously, they know a lot. And I think Chalmers, besides this, like the academic life, it's got a really nice student life as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting certain activities like movies and like markets and there's just
But
so much to do.
Man, you were so lucky to get your apartment. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say lucky.
Fortunate.
Because like Chalmers actually helps you quite a lot. The thing is that when I was applying for housing, I completely missed the deadline. You know, like we have this deadline because we're international students, and like Chalmers guarantees you accommodation. Maybe some other universities do it as well, I don't know. But I completely missed that deadline, so I had to search for myself.
It made life a lot easier. Like some of my friends also had to search and it took them.
And you live like right next to the campus, so that's pretty cool.
Really nice, yeah.
So do you do pizza night like occasionally, or was it the one thing?
No, it was just kind of spontaneous. We knew we were going to make dinner.
Okay.
And then everyone just threw out suggestions like...
But everyone lives on the same floor? Or how is
No.
it? Because when I was living at the dorm, last year I was living at the dorm. And it was weird, I mean not weird, it was actually quite nice because everyone had their own kitchen. But then we would miss out of like this opportunity, like with this common kitchen, like, opportunities to meet other people.
Yeah.
So we make pizza Saturday or Friday every second week, like always.
That's good.
And I'm always looking forward to that week. Like, damn, is this like pizza week?
Pizza week?
or do I have to wait for another week?
It sounds like a house tradition.
Yeah, so it's like it's like a tradition of our house. Like every second week, pizza. Yeah, so do you find Sweden to be like super expensive? Like,
not really. At first, when I first arrived, I was like, oh, things are a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But then once you realize, how much money you should have and save up, it's not that expensive.
Yeah. For me, I think it was like, I had like this lifestyle in Mexico. And then of course, for example, in Mexico, I would go out and have dinner like 3 times a week, or I would have lunch like at school like every day. But yeah, I guess that you just have to adapt to something different. So, but in here you just buy food, cook at home, bring the lunch with you, and
I was the same. I used to also go out and eat dinner like 3 or 4 times a week, but now I was like, that's probably not a good idea. So I've definitely like cut back on that. But I'm a student. Like I don't need to eat out 4 times a week.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of this like expectation, like okay, I'm going to freeze to death, but it actually was okay. I mean,
Gothenburg isn't that cold compared to like the north.
I mean, we are in the southern part of the country. There, like you said, it's not as cold as other cities. And even, for example, last year I went to Kiruna, like all the way to the north.
That's like north.
Like it was January, so like middle of the winter, and it was minus 26 degrees, something like this. And it wasn't as cold. Like if you have the proper clothing, then it's like not a problem at all.
There's no such thing as bad weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Only bad clothing.
Exactly. That's actually true.
According to the Swedes.
Yeah. According to everyone in Scandinavia, probably they know.
They know better.
They know
probably.
better. Have you been to the Gothenburg archipelago?
I have, but it was last summer.
Okay.
But it's spring again, so
Yeah.
the best time of the year to go.
Which islands did you?
I went to Stisha, I think, and then
Okay, I only know one. But it felt weird to do it for a company, you know? Like I have like this idea that the thesis should be something of your own. But in here it's like companies just, I mean, they are very welcoming.
Do you think the internship is helping with that, the thesis?
Yeah, definitely.
Because you get experience?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thesis is basically like working. So even if you don't search for a job specifically on your thesis, like specifically on the topic of your thesis, you can still have the experience of already being here and already being in the office environment.
Understanding the working culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have a huge advantage with that. And it also gives you like exposure and networking. Like at the end of the day, Gothenburg, or I feel like Sweden in general, like it's like a close community.
Yeah, I tutor high school kids for like year 7 to 9.
Okay, but wait, high school in here is in Swedish.
So, yeah, it is.
But then you teach in English, of course.
Yes, but how it works is there's usually 2 of us at a session, one Swedish and one English, and the whole point of that is sort of for us to learn about each other's cultures. It's a Chalmers run thing, and also for the kids to get an international perspective as well as the local perspective. So we actually teach in kind of Swedish and English. Like for example, some of the textbooks are in Swedish and some are in English. But it's actually a good way for me to learn some of my Swedish.
How did you get this?
I just saw a poster at Chalmers and I sent an email, applied. There was one interview. This interview actually reminded me, or showed me a little bit about Swedish working culture.
Okay.
Because I find that the interviews here, from what I've heard and seen, they're quite casual. Like they're not like, what are your skills?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your experience? It's more like they read your CV, they see your skills and your experience or background, whatever. And then when you at the interview, it's more like a getting to know you kind of thing and seeing if you're a fit for the company or the position.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they understand that, for example, you're a student or you might not be as experienced in this topic, but they want to hear your story. Yeah. And that's what matters, I think. It doesn't matter, like, for example, your grades or anything like that. Like, your CV is just your way to get an interview.
Yeah. But you've also got a part-time job. How did you?
Yeah, I also saw like a post on Facebook. It was actually quite funny because before coming to Sweden, I was into brewing beer. So I followed this company, it was a local brewery from before, and I saw they made a post on Facebook about like, hey, we are looking for people to work at our brewery. And I was like, okay, this sounds perfect. Like, let's just send them an email, and I did. And like you said, I mean, it was so casual. Like they literally replied the day after, like, hey, would you like to come for like a talk at the brewery? And next thing I know, it's just like, yeah, do you want to start this weekend? And I'm like, yes.
No. Wait, what time is it? I might have to get going soon. Oh yeah, I need to get going.
All right, it was nice to see you.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice Fika.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Amazing Fika.